Auth66, day 32. Just celebrating a holiday here, so this will probably be a quick one. Today is finally Canada Day. We usually go away leading up to it, spend some time together as a family. But when I thought about what I'd talk about today, I wasn't really sure until we got an on-call. For those of you who might not know what I'm talking about, in an MSP business, you need to make sure that you're available should there be an issue, a client goes down. Even though it's a holiday, doesn't mean everybody's closed. I mean, we deal with nursing homes. We have, clients with greenhouses, and while they might not be full staff today, or there might be some considerations for the holiday, the business still keeps going. And if some integral part of the business that, is necessary to have IT up and running goes down, we would still need to get a phone call, and whoever we have on call would be able to go out and service them. But when I went to look at the details to figure out, who was experiencing an outage today, I realized that our answering service got a call from a vendor who doesn't do business with us yet, is seeking our business. And I was like, it's really frustrating. Look, I get it. Canada's market is not as big as the US. I think it's easy to understand that these mistakes happen, and I'm not really yelling at anybody, but I would say it's kind of like a PSA. If your area is Canada, maybe don't call to sell me something on Canada Day. And I'll tell you why it actually matters. So the way that an answering service works is that usually you pre-purchase a certain amount of hours or minutes or whatever. So for the amount of time that this person took talking today, we usually, I think, take like 200 or 300 minutes a month. They took 8 of those minutes talking to the person, trying to find out if they could leave a message, just going through the regular whatever of their process. That's a large chunk of the time that we have. When you think about it, it's just one phone call. Now, I tell you this because they are not the only vendor to have called on a holiday for us. And holiday time, because we're dealing with a company in Canada and a Canadian contract, is billed at different intervals, right? So if you are going to service another country, maybe take a look at what their holidays are or when their holidays are, so that you're not calling during that time. Or if you're in a different time zone, be careful when you're calling the other side. Now, I'm sure that some people will be going, well, they're thinking they're just getting a voicemail. But an MSP should have an answering service, and that's kind of part of knowing your market and what they have in terms of their service. And if you've never thought about it that way, I highly encourage you to think about it that way. If you're a salesperson who wants my business and you've called me on more than one after hours or holiday, which to be frank has happened, it's harder for me to say yes, because out the gate, I've already spent more money on this situation, this back and forth. And that's something that's kind of not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's kind of annoying, if I'm going to be honest with you. So just something to consider, if you're gonna do business in other countries, maybe get to know a little bit something about them. I mean, sales training usually does that too anyway, right? Usually you talk about the differences in the customer profiles and what they're looking for, and being able to identify that. And I would say, Canadians love their holidays. If they want to do business on a holiday, they're going to call you. And knowing when their holiday is, probably a good idea, especially when the holiday in question is Canada Day. Anyway, hopefully somebody learned something from this. See you tomorrow.